Welcome to the Intrazone, a Roadmap Pit Stop August 2024 edition. This is a bonus monthly show that answers that burning question in your mind. What's rolling out now for SharePoint and related technology in Microsoft 365? I'm Mark Cashman, Senior Product Manager at Microsoft, here to help set the ongoing record straight. This month, we pull in audio from a recent live AMA that we participated in, specifically a question posed to my colleague David Johnson, who is a principal PM architect from the Microsoft Digital team, formerly MSIT. And they asked him to share one good story and one bad story about managing Microsoft's Microsoft 365 tenant over the years. And as you can imagine, he's got stories. I also will point to a blog that we recently put together that pulled in a lot of other things that David shared at that same conference, where he focuses on establishing good governance that helps protect both how we do it at Microsoft and how you can do it in your own tenant with your own information, documents, and people. Beyond the depths of Microsoft's own IT department, we will focus this month on everything that landed, a few related items, and the always fun teasers looking into next month. This is your podcast, your 30-minute pit stop to stay ahead of the ever-curving Microsoft 365 roadmap. It is time to kick back and get informed about all the tech that rolled out in August 2024. Let us start with employee engagement, those broad strokes that you're going to paint to get information and to make connections across your organization. Starting with a pretty big one that moved into general availability. This is Microsoft 365 Backup, now GA. We are very excited to announce this general availability of both Microsoft 365 Backup and the underlying developer-focused Microsoft 365 Backup storage platform, delivering capabilities to help you address all your growing challenges from a backup perspective. Microsoft 365 Backup provides performant backup and recovery for your critical active data to maintain business continuity at speeds in order of magnitudes faster than your traditional migration-based backup methodologies. And Microsoft 365 Backup Storage gives third-party backup developers a way to provide you with the same benefits of the native Microsoft 365 Backup solution through your own integrated application or applications. And here on the Intrazone, we recently worked with one of our backup lead PMs from the SharePoint team, Brad Gusson, to showcase two partners and their solutions that extend the Microsoft 365 backup storage capabilities. So just scroll back a few episodes of the Intrazone feed to catch up on what Commvault and Veeam offer to help further combine Microsoft 365 with other data sources, all within one interface using Microsoft 365 backup storage. And that's where our partners can further ensure fast backup and give you additional restore operations. We are excited to have our partners committed to bringing the benefits of Microsoft 365 backup storage to you, our customers. Those broader partners include AvePoint, Cohesity, Commvault, Rubrik, Veeam, Veritas, and there are more to come. There's a lot of great articles about what is Microsoft 365 Backup, what is the pricing model, how to encourage people to leverage it in what scenarios. There's a great white paper. There's a new adoption resources page. There's a lot of information so that you know what Microsoft 365 Backup and backup storage offer and where our partners can take that even further. Next up for employee engagement is SharePoint. SharePoint's getting a new start experience. Beyond the core of finding and accessing SharePoint sites and portals within your organization when you go to the start page, we've designed a new user-friendly approach to creating sites and pages. This new start experience becomes a central location to refine drafts, review past work, and monitor engagement metrics. You'll be able to create personal pages using available templates and or publish them to a targeted site as needed, and then track all your pages in one place. Effectively, it's like a mini Pages app within the broader Start experience. We have a great video from one of our community members and a Microsoft MVP, Ami Diamond. He produced a nice walkthrough overview video that gives you a window into what's possible when visiting and using the new SharePoint Start experience. If you don't know where to start a page or a site, start in SharePoint. SharePoint Start, also known as this release and recent update to the SharePoint Start page to create SharePoint sites and pages. All right, staying with SharePoint, next is SharePoint has a new banner web part, aka an updated title area or options for when you're creating pages and news at the very top of your page or news. And believe me, this banner web part doesn't make Bruce Banner angry. Hulk, smash the like button, like! No. Based on a nice continuous stream of feedback over months and years about the title region of a SharePoint page or news article, I think this one is going to calm a lot of nerves, even if you have gamma rays flowing through your bloodstream. Sun's getting real low, fella SharePoint page creator. And that's where I'm going to stop with my subpar Black Widow impersonation and get into the specifics of the new banner web part. This update means that there are big improvements to the title area at the top of SharePoint pages and news. You can remove the title area altogether. It's no longer mandatory. SharePoint page and news authors can choose to add no banners, one banner, or multiple banners to the page. The title area will be rebranded as a banner web part with new layouts. Additional banners will function as headings in the page. It's like the multiverse of SharePoint. So many banner! So much smash of like button! Note, you must enter a page title in the first banner or on the command bar before you save and close or publish the page. And that makes Hulk a happy Hulk. The next item is a Microsoft Viva item. This is the Stream Playlist card on the Viva Connections dashboard. Now it's easier than ever to add a Stream Playlist on your Viva Connections dashboard. The Stream Playlist card to the rescue. The Viva Connections dashboard in general provides a fast and easy way to access information and job-related tasks. Content on the dashboard can be targeted to users in specific roles, markets, and job functions. And there are numerous cards that exist already that are ready for you to use to build out your Viva Connections dashboard, including the ability to use the card designer to create your own interactive custom dashboards. Now, once you add the Stream Playlist card, people will see your curated set of videos as a playable playlist within the dashboard. This is great for executive series announcements, HR onboarding, and learning series for upcoming moments and launches. Cards just basically add value and interactivity to your Viva Connections dashboard that pull in information, pull it together dynamically from across your various apps and services into that nice singular location out to everybody, the Viva Connections dashboard. All right, moving to our next item, staying with Viva and in fact staying with the notion of leveraging and putting out videos throughout your intranet. We've talked a few times about how Viva Amplify benefits from sitting atop the SharePoint Pages platform. And this is another example where we're repurposing the stream video page templates that we noted a few months ago. In Microsoft Viva Amplify, you can now create and highlight video-centric publications like Teams meeting content or executive messages. When you work within an existing Amplify campaign or create a new campaign, you'll have the option to select View More Templates, where you'll find the following video templates. There's a starter video template to start a new video and add web parts and share your story. There's a training template where you can share your training videos and other content. There's a recap template where you can highlight your event or your most recent meeting with the video content embedded. And the message template, which is where you can broadcast your message and related content, with a lot of these being templates to quick start you with the video embedded, and then you add to context or additional content. When selecting use this template, a new publication is created and can be saved as a publication in the campaign to be edited and published, or it can be edited and saved as a campaign template itself. So there's a lot that you can do to get started, to quick start with videos in Amplify, to use them within your intended campaigns. Now, before we switch into talking about recent updates to improving your teamwork capabilities, I wanted to play a clip from a recent Ask Microsoft Anything where David Johnson, principal PM architect who manages Microsoft's own Microsoft 365 tenant in production, answers a related audience question about a good and bad IT story over the years, with a little help from Adam Harmitz, Vice President of SharePoint Experience. Without further ado, here is David answering a question during an event AMA.
Okay, my question is for David Johnson. As it relates to adopting Microsoft technology, early, I'm sure, what is your best story or experience regarding that, and what is your worst?
Copilot amazed me that out of the gate at GA, it was enterprise grade, and we were really pushing on this. Like, as Microsoft's first customer of ourselves, we've got to be enterprise grade because, of course, we've got to run it and be compliant and secure everywhere. So our big focus on Copilot was, it's going to be right. And it was amazing that got pulled off with the speed and agility that Copilot landed. And it just landed well, and it landed with the right expectations in place. We can run e-discovery against, we've got auditing, we got all the security controls we need. It actually worked really well and was very impressive. So it's just top of mind, of course, because it's relatively new, but that is a great story. Bad stories? I mean, it depends. I've been working with SharePoint since, 2005? Keep in mind, we've had some on-prem SharePoint days that were probably not so good.
We've worked together for so many years, but the project I remember when you helped us move all the on-prem portals to the cloud, and how much grind and grit and how much feedback that gave us on our dev model that sort of eventually led to what modern comm sites today, one of our most at-scale, highest rate products that we have, and just the feedback loop that you created. I don't know if it's a bad story, but it is a memorable story with much pain that I think you experienced that our customers didn't have to because of this work we did together.
We had this massive on-prem data estate, as you can imagine, and we had to learn a lot from that exercise of what it meant to build a massively custom portal with lots of full trust code web parts and info path forms and all the rest, and move the whole thing to cloud. And just amazing experience that we learned a ton from, as you say. So difficult experiences. I think, we've just had so many. It's just, I don't even sure where to start. It's been a journey. I've been on with, as I said, with SharePoint since 2005. So it's been a lot of fun.
You should know that David Johnson has been in the IT space for a long time, and he's always had a focus on keeping Microsoft employees, myself included, and their content safe. Beyond what you heard in the audio snippet from the AMA, I wanted to highlight a related item that carries more of what David's guidance comes from the Microsoft Digital experience. Microsoft Digital is Microsoft's own IT department. I'll have a link in the show notes and the corresponding blog post that points to where you can review 2 long-form videos and related help links. In all, what David and his colleague Eileen Zhao shares to aim to help to improve your employee experience with IT manageability intact, aka the role of governance throughout your organization. Great blog, great new articles. I'll make sure to highlight that so you can find it without any issue. And without any issue, we move into teamwork. All right, our first item comes from the OneDrive team so that you have some new capabilities in OneDrive. And this new capability gives you the ability to annotate PDFs with text boxes. Now you can annotate and save PDF files with text boxes for files stored in OneDrive and SharePoint. You just open a PDF file in File Viewer and select Edit, and then enter Edit mode. Once you're there, you can add the text command on the left side of the screen to insert text. Within the text box selected, you can change the color and adjust the font size using the menu above the text box, and then you just type and add your text annotations. When finished, click Save in the top left corner to exit edit mode and save your changes to the PDF in place within the file where it was originally stored, either where you started in OneDrive or SharePoint. It does all of this in the file in place. Great way to annotate, especially when you want to type in some things, not just to draw into your PDFs. Next is a new item for the Microsoft Lists app. This is the new drag and drop feature, also known as row reorder. This is a feature for when you want your list to look just right in that right order. Instead of having to add an extra column to get like a wizard tricky with ascension and descension of numbers and dates, now you can simply grab a row or multiple rows to reorder the list items using the drag and drop action. This effectively creates a custom sort of your items so you can start your list, reorder your list items, and not feel bound to any immovable or hacked custom order. Just drag, drop, done. What's nice is there's a fresh article so that you can learn more. It walks you through the steps on how to use this feature and little caveats here and there, plus a new blog so you can see it visually in action. It's a highly requested feature from the past, and it's really exciting to see this new feature land to be usable, functional, and it just works. Next up is a feature from the Clipchamp team, giving you the ability to remove image backgrounds when editing them into your videos. You can easily remove and customize the background of any image in seconds using this new smart AI-powered image background removal. You essentially make the background of an image transparent without sacrificing the original quality of the PNG or JPEG file. This feature is available by default for all Clipchamp users, meaning this does not require the Clipchamp Premium access. Now, you just can upload and improve your images to add into your videos with no additional software required. So consider replacing the background of a marketing image to help the product stand out more, or remove unwanted distractions in the background of images and then add text behind the subject to give depth and context to your video. I've got two quick IT notes. This applies to Clipchamp for Windows and Mac desktops and to Clipchamp on the web. And this feature is an opt-in only, and the data handling practices are fully compliant with the Microsoft Trust Center overview notion. All right, that is all for Clipchamp. Let us move to our last teamwork feature, which is loop components in Microsoft OneNote. Now, OneNote has always been a great structured location to organize your personal and team information, and now you can enhance that collaborative aspect within OneNote by bringing unstructured collaborative content from loop components, from components in Teams or Outlook or wherever you created a loop component, into your OneNote notebook, which we know and hope will help foster better and improved real-time collaboration and sharing when you're working within OneNote. You can both create or insert loop components into your OneNote notebook. Just navigate to Insert Loop to create a new component, or paste a link to an existing component to have it show up and be live and in sync within your OneNote canvas. All right, that is it for teamwork. We are now sticking with loop, but moving into related items. The first related item related to Loop is we are making progress on our Microsoft Loop 5-part learning series. That means parts 1, 2, and 3 are now available on demand. They are easy to find, and I'm going to make them even more easier for you to define. If you go to the main Loop Learning Series, aka, that is aka.ms/Loop Learning Series, you will see all the ones that are on demand and all the ones that are still to come, which include Part 4. That's on Wednesday, September 4th at 10 a.m. This is a focus of meeting Copilot in Loop and seeing all the things that you can do with AI within your Loop workspaces, components, and pages. And then on September 12th at 10 a.m., this is a 90-minute AMA about everything that you've learned throughout the Loop Learning series. This is a place to learn all about Loop, from the initial vision of collaborating on smaller bits and information and content, to learning about the basics of how to actually use Loop, to discovering its project management superpowers, into how the team is incorporating Copilot into Loop and more. Again, head over to aka.ms/Loop Learning Series to get looped in. All right, the next related item is the new Microsoft Planner moment that is just on the horizon. They've titled this moment, What's New and What's Coming Next? It is on September 17th from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific. This is an opportunity for you to join the Planner team to hear about recent updates to the new Planner and a sneak peek at what's coming next on their roadmap. Their experts will showcase key new capabilities and improvements on the new experience in general, including demos of how to leverage Copilot in Planner, new baselines to stay on track, some web app updates, and some new integrations coming to the integration with Whiteboard, and more. There will be also a live Q&A AMA portion during the same broadcast, so bring your questions after learning about all the news so that you can stay informed and make sure that there is no answer unanswered. Make a task to join the upcoming Planner moment. Just go to aka.ms/newplanner/what's next and register today. Next up is raising awareness of the SharePoint Embedded Tour coming to New York City and London. The SharePoint Embedded product team is coming to New York City and London in September, right around the corner. These are all-day events in each city to learn how SharePoint Embedded can deliver Copilot, collaboration, compliance, and core enterprise storage for your document-centric apps. You can learn new ways to build file document-centric apps, get hands-on coding with this new technology, and learn how to build your own custom app, and hear from other customers who have implemented SharePoint embedded solutions. And finally, get some insights in what's coming next to the SharePoint embedded roadmap. These are great opportunities to learn more and connect direct with the SharePoint product team. If you're in the New York City area, this is on Thursday, September 12th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's located at the Microsoft offices in the New York City Center Times Square. And in London, this will be on Thursday, September 26th, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. in central London. More information coming about both. You can go into the link in the show notes or in the blog post to learn about the SharePoint Embedded Tour. Now, related to those previous webinars and upcoming activities, I wanted to quickly call out the new community calls portion of the communitydays.org site that is dedicated to, you guessed it, community calls. This is a collection of monthly calls hosted by Microsoft product teams and community members. You will find calls covering Viva, OneDrive, Microsoft 365 Champions, the Power Platform, Dynamics 365, and various dev-focused calls. The nice thing, community calls are open to anyone. They offer recurring opportunities to connect with members and experts of the community and the Microsoft ecosystem. These calls are places to learn technical skills from experts and discover information on programs, activities, and events. Just go to communitydays.org/calls, find a topic that interests you, and join in. You can join in for free, and it's a really nice calendar view of all the upcoming calls. The next related item is if you wanted to learn a little bit more about SharePoint Premium and how it's being used at Microsoft, you should know. At Microsoft, we use SharePoint Premium, all of the capabilities to access, share, and co-create documents for more than 600,000 sites with 350 million pieces of content and more than 12 petabytes of data. That is a lot of content to comb through, and it's a lot for the service to reason over, but it makes it very functional, and it is core at everything we do, from places like my team of 15 in the area where we work, to being the home of our very largest portals where the entire company finds news and performs common tasks, keeping it all in order and taking the benefits of the premium capabilities. I pulled up a quote from within the article as stated by Stan Liu, who is our Senior Product Manager and Knowledge Management Lead at Microsoft Digital, again, Microsoft's very own IT department. And Stan says, SharePoint Premium represents a shift in how Microsoft Digital approaches content management, not just as a new technology, but as a new way of working. It's about integrating AI capabilities into daily practices to automate mundane tasks like tagging content, making it more discoverable, and keeping it up to date. This integration aims to make more content management a part of daily habits and routines, ensuring content remains relevant and useful. So there's a lot of work that SharePoint Premium is doing behind the scenes, behind those 600,000 sites and 350 million pieces of content to make use and to make it more feasible for us to find the right content and put it within the right context. Again, it's a great article on the Inside Track website that highlights how Microsoft is reimagining content management at Microsoft. All right, our last related item comes from the Clearbox consulting team. They put out on a yearly basis a report called the Intranet and Experience Platform 2024 report for this year. The latest edition of their Intranet and EXP report is version 3.3. It's out and it's free this year. It accesses every category of the intranet, including standalone software, in-a-box products for SharePoint, employee communication platforms, and the new breed of employee experience platforms that offer desktop and mobile apps. So it covers the breadth of anything you can imagine within the intranet and how to build out and access your intranet information and people. The Clearbox team also reviewed SharePoint in Microsoft 365 specifically, including Viva Connections, Viva Engage, Amplify, and Microsoft Teams, to give you a baseline when considering use it as is by itself or as an enhancement capability by adding on top of the in-a-box intranet products that they review. And you can download the full report and review 20 leading intranet solutions beyond the core of what SharePoint and Microsoft 365 offer, so you can see the breadth of the intranet landscape. Again, it's free, and we send our kudos to the Clearbox team for doing the depth research that now you don't have to. The team is Sam Marshall, Susie Robinson, Andrew Marr, and Wedge Black, and it is a great resource to dive deep into discovering options to create and update your intranet. And that brings us to the September 2024 teasers. Let us now move into the near future, one that predicts with high certainty a focus on the future that is just around the corner of our calendars. Here are two teasers for what's coming in September 2024. Teaser number 1, in SharePoint, manage your organization's brand in the new Brand Center, including custom fonts and custom themes. There's a lot to imagine here into how to beautify your intranet or the intranet of choice if you review the Clearbox article. But just know Brand Center is here and you will love it. Teaser number 2, rewrite SharePoint pages with Copilot in the text web part, version 1. I'm not going to say anymore because that just says it all. Imagine AI in the text web part on your SharePoint pages. Oh my God, it's amazing. Next month. That is it for this month's Peek Ahead. We'll share more details and other updates within the SharePoint Roadmap Pit Stop September 2024 edition. Yeah, next month. We have added a lot of Learn More links per feature, plus a list of important resources in the show notes and in the corresponding blog post on the Microsoft Tech community that we publish to the SharePoint community blog. I hope you've enjoyed this Roadmap Pit Stop. Your mind is now all freed up. Time to relax knowing that you are all caught up on SharePoint and related technologies. If anything still leaves you scratching your head with open questions or concerns, please send us an email with your thoughts to theinterzone@microsoft.com. We're here to put our and your best change management foot forward, and we thank you for taking that step with us into the cloud month after month. This is Mark Cashman saying,
Smash your change management objectives!
on the roadmap ahead.
Ah!